Hi beautiful people. So today I am going to do an unboxing of the Fool's Wisdom Oracle cards by Sonia Coquette. So it's a 52 card deck and guidebook, and on the back of the book it says in summary that you can consult the cards daily, for wisdom to shed light on any blind spots or any shadows that keep you from expressing your highest truth, and to help you live a more authentic life, and to embrace and deeply value your own inner fool, your divine witness, and your wise self, okay? So let's open it up. This is from Hay House. It's a nice size box that it comes in, and a nice thick book as well. So as you can see here, just a random page, the Truth Fool, and then it gives like the lengthy description and then a summary. In this case, the Fool's Wisdom is be honest, and then there's also a reversal meaning. That's interesting. You don't see a lot of reversal meanings with oracle cards, at least I don't. And so the reversal meaning also has a summary, which is, in this case, don't be dishonest about who you really are. It's time to get real. Okay. So there's that, and then these nice little cards that come with a little plastic sleeve around them. So it's got numbers at the top. Looks like watercolor sort of artwork. Nice and colorful, kind of muted colors though, which is nice, easy on the eyes, but still, colorful. They have simple messages like I just saw, do what's right, let your intuition guide you, know the law. So you could take these at face value, or you could look more deeply into the book, depending on what your needs are and how much time you have. Sometimes you can just go with the summary. And then, so yeah, there are 2 sets here. So starting with number 1. So we'll just go through a few of them. This one says, be hopeful, the Fool's Wisdom, assume all duties with love in your heart, the Reclusive Fool. So it says the name of this particular fool. They're all supposed to represent different types of fools, and then they've got a number that goes with them, so that can resonate. But also, just at the bottom, it's called the Fool's Wisdom, so that's the message of the card. Step away from the world and seek solitude. The Meaning Fool. Mean what you say and do, and say and do what holds meaning for you, okay? The Doubt Fool, the Wonder Fool, the Wish Fool, believe in your own heartfelt wishes, and the Peace Fool, peace is only a breath away. The Art Fool, the Tear Fool, and the Play Fool. So I kind of, what I'm liking about these cards so far, the Beauty Fool, you are naturally beautiful, is just the simple, succinct, messages. Sonia Coquette is the one who made the Answer is Simple deck, which I'll be doing an unboxing of that as well. And what's good about that deck, and what I see, some glimpses of in this deck as well, is just simple answers, useful, some action steps like letting your intuition guide you, having faith, keeping it colorful. And then just reminders like affirmations. Ignorance is bliss with the Ignorant Fool. This would be more of constructive message, which I like my decks to have something constructive in them, right? You don't want them all to be, enabling, or just you like some constructive cards in the deck, and this has that, but still, it's still an oracle, so the messages are easy to digest. Stop thinking and start breathing. So I'm going to do a quick shuffle of these cards, and just for demonstration purposes, so you get a little quick mini reading with this unboxing, and so we can see what they're like. And as far as the cardstock goes, they're not too thin, they're not too thick, so I quite like that. Obviously it's got a glossy finish, and they feel good in the hands. Let's see how they shuffle. Oops, I'm just doing it the wrong way here. Get them all going the same direction. That would be helpful. There we go. You know, as far as oracle cards go, they're a good size. They might be slightly smaller than your average oracle card, which is good for me because I have small hands. But let's get a card, Spirit, for those who are watching. We get a card that speaks to any concerns that they have, something to guide them on their day. We've got the Respectful. Okay, so the Respectful says, respect the natural flow. So that's number 25. That's a spiritual number. And we'll look in the book real quick to see what that says and what that means. So the Respectful is calling your attention to the significance of holding your spirit in the highest esteem. This isn't to invite you to indulge in arrogance or narcissistic self-importance from an egotistical point of view. Rather, it's to recognize that all people are divine origin and possess a holy nature. You must treat yourself and others that you regard. Now is the time to cease endless and foolish ridicule, denigration, and criticism. Respect the human journey and remember that although people stumble and struggle, they are still worthy of love and respect, no matter how profound the mistakes. So it just talks about, you know, ask yourself if you're being too negative, who isn't earning your respect, who do you disapprove of. The Respectful reminds you that if you're going to evolve into a divine creative being, you must begin to accept and honor your true nature. To judge others as unworthy is a foolish error that will keep you chained to false beliefs and limitations. Be patient. So in summary, it's the Fool's wisdom, respect the flow, and then again, it's got that reverse meaning. So that's an example of that. So I am interested to see, you know, how these cards are going to work out, you know, combined with the rest of my readings, you know. So it's a good supplement to a tarot card reading. That's what I'm mainly focusing on and looking at. And I just think they're kind of whimsical and neat. And so wanted to share those with you today. And so I hope you guys liked the flip through. It wasn't a flip through from A to Z or from beginning to end like I do in some of my flip throughs, just kind of a briefer one for you, just give you a general idea and kind of see some of the imagery and what the basis of this deck is about. Thanks for watching. Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in for your reading. I hope everybody's doing really well. So today's reading is going to be about your inner child and how to heal your inner child. So this is your healing inner child reading. So we're going to ask such questions as how your inner child feels right now, what you lacked as a kid that you needed, what scared your inner child, you know, and just look into, you know, how you can support them and get a message from them. So going from left to right, we've got groups 1, 2, and 3. I think that's a red chrysanthemum on the left, a daisy in the middle, and a camellia on the right. So pause the video if you need more time. Timestamps will be in the description box below. As always, use your intuition to pick, or just go with the one that you're most drawn to. And so yeah, let's hear from your inner child and how we can heal it, okay? I hope you enjoy the reading. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome group 1. Thanks for tuning in to your reading. So this is your healing inner child reading. So if you have any specific questions related to this reading or what you'd like to know regarding healing your inner child, go ahead and think about those. Angel spirits and guides for those who have chosen group 1. Can we get healing answers to any questions they have, as well as how to heal their inner child? Clear, accurate guidance, please. So the first question is, how does your inner child feel now? So let's get a card that is the significator for group 1's inner child, please. How does group 1's inner child feel now? The Knight of Cups in reverse. So your inner child wants to give you love. Your inner child wants to receive love. I feel like your inner child is being blocked from communicating with you all the love that it actually does have for you. I think that the reason it's lost in translation, or why it's not actually connecting, or maybe you're not aware of this, is because this particular knight can promise you the world but doesn't necessarily deliver on it, okay? So I feel like your inner child wants to give you the world, but they can't. They feel like they're not up to it, like they can't keep their promises to you right now. So on some level, unconsciously speaking, your inner child is feeling like they can't give you everything that you deserve, and they have unrealistic expectations for their relationship with you. Which might sound a little odd, but not really. If you think your inner child is a child and you're the adult, children often try to eagerly please the adults in their life to try to win that person's like acceptance and love, or to impress them, to validate their existence. And your inner child is feeling like they're unable to do that. So what did group 1 lack as a kid? It's like, what did group 1 lack? What did their inner child lack as a kid, or what do they lack as a kid that's affecting them now? What did group 1 lack as a kid, Spirit? I feel like you lacked help recovering from something, getting over your hardship, getting over your pain, your anxiety, your hurts. The 3 of Cups is about, feeling love, being part of a like-minded community of people who care about you, and it's in reverse, so it's like you lacked that support. So I feel that this has really strongly affected your inner child, emotionally speaking here. It's like, rather than have the friendship or the circle of support that you would have really liked to have had as your child, you were instead perhaps the target of, gossip, or maybe you had parents that partied too much or didn't take raising children seriously enough. But even if that's not the case, because it's a general reading, obviously not going to resonate for everyone, there's a feeling that you just simply lacked support, lacked feeling part of a community like you belonged, lacked feeling loved and celebrated. Maybe some of you weren't allowed for religious reasons to celebrate, like your birthday or Christmas, or if not that, it was like even when you had celebrations, it wasn't, it seems like there's something I'm hearing, it wasn't about you. Maybe the adults did it so that they could have fun. It was about the adults or something. It was just like some sort of sense of lack of support is the big takeaway there. So what scared group 1's inner child? Somebody had a mean mother. If not a mother, a feminine, a masculine, who disciplined or expressed their feminine energy, but distorted feminine energy with that Queen in reverse. So I'm getting 2 scenarios here. It could have been somebody that was quite dull, somebody that was maybe boring or uninterested, and so as a result of that, you didn't feel validated or valued enough as a child. But since this is answering the question, like, what scared you, I guess that could be it. You felt like you were not good enough for this adult. Kind of goes back to what I was saying before about your inner child is wanting to impress you, wanting to succeed and make big promises to you that they know that they can't keep, or fear that they can't keep in order to win your love. Maybe this is something that you had to do as a child. Somebody was either uninterested in you and you didn't feel like they were accepting of you, or reciprocating your love to the extent or depth that you needed them to, or this person was mean to you. Okay, they were angry, they were cold, they were aggressive, they were apathetic. Maybe this person was very moody, to where they would be like completely cold, one day, and then like completely, hot-headed and lose their temper and angry the next day. So I feel like, you feared this person here. I'm getting that for most of you, it is a person. What we've got from, I pre-shuffled Oracle cards, so messages from Love Oracle, we've got acceptance. Everything happens for a reason. So I feel like this person made you feel unaccepted as a child, and I feel like as a result, as an adult, you feel like you're not good enough. Your biggest fear is that either you're going to turn out like this person, or in some other way not live up to this person's expectations, or in this case, most of all, you're afraid you're not going to live up to your own expectations, the dreams that you had for yourself, and that your child, your inner child, still has for you to this day. And it's about learning to accept. So whatever happened here with this parental figure, it's more likely a parental figure, it's affected your ability to accept yourself, and it's created a lot of fear and anxiety within you. And so, yeah. Somebody here, I'm getting like drama queen energy, so that's what scared you, drama here. And how is that affecting you now? Angel spirits and guides, how is that childhood fear affecting group 1 now? It's like in order to heal your broken heart, because I feel like, you know, the situation in childhood did end up breaking your heart. So it's like you're trying to heal that. Maybe this person has apologized to you or needs to apologize to you. But I feel that a lot of you are having to just, you know, accept and forgive without ever receiving an apology from this person. And recover from this mistreatment in order to heal. And you're doing that. A lot of you are really putting in the work on doing that, putting in the work in a practical sense to do that by some of you could be in therapy, some of you could be writers, journaling, helping you, you know, with these issues. Others of you are mastering a craft, have really put all of your energy and your thought into mastering your craft, into your work, into finding something that you really enjoy doing, finding pleasure in your work and letting that consume you. And this is a way in which you are recovering and healing from your past or these wounds here. Okay. Just looking at some of these cards. Yeah. So let's get some more. So that's how that's affecting you, is it's really caused you to put your nose to the grindstone. I feel like a lot of you are very loyal people, but you need to just make sure that you're not giving your loyalty to the wrong people or situations. I'm not really getting that strongly, but that is a message for someone. Some of you are becoming like using the disappointments and the hurt feelings from the past to fuel mastering something, being a builder of some kind, building your life, building a solid foundation for your life now is what you're doing, and that's how it's affecting you. It's kind of the drive behind that. So it's constructive use of the pain that you've gone through. So something to do that you can heal your inner child. So something, what can group 1 do to heal their inner child, please? What can group 1 do to heal their inner child, please? Acceptance is one. Giving yourself the nurturing that you didn't receive is definitely something. Got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So, what can you do to heal your inner child? First of all, you want to stay in balance, okay? This could be the card of a workaholic. We've got a couple cards that could indicate that. From the Tea Leaf Oracle, we've got Beware of Greed. Okay, so for some of you, not all of you, you know, money and material things is a strong motivating factor. It's almost a way that you unconsciously try to prove to yourself that you're worthwhile. Again, it's about self-validation. And we also got the tea leaf here, grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. Yeah, you don't want to you become imbalanced, you know, with those that you care about, whether those are friends or family, people that you currently have in your life now. You don't want to end up, you know, like hurting them or invalidating them the way you were invalidated by being apathetic or cold towards them, you know, by being too focused on your work or your craft, right? It's good that you enjoy your work, or that you aspire to enjoy your work, right? Or to have material success, but just beware that there are ways that you can repeat, past patterns from childhood that hurt you on those that care about you now, but you'll do it in a different way perhaps, right? So just stay in balance is a takeaway from that. I'm getting that. Yeah, we've got another card of balance here. The Earth and Air Dragon represents a perfect balance of heaven and earth. Stay balanced, ground your visions, manifest your hopes and your dreams. I feel like you are really working on that, and Spirit is giving you kudos and validating you, letting you know that grounding your visions and manifesting your hopes and dreams is wonderful, but you need to stay balanced, okay? Because I feel that, family is extremely important to you, especially those of you who didn't feel loved and accepted by your childhood family or your immediate family from childhood. This card is saying that you don't need to necessarily reach out to anyone again. There's sometimes some people hurt us and we never get an apology for it. We have to make peace with that by apologizing to ourselves. And in this case, I feel like your inner child wants an apology for perhaps not, or rather your inner child needs to apologize, or what am I trying to say here? I feel that you need to accept the fact that you're never going to get an apology from certain people that mistreated you in your past, and be okay with that, okay? And send them love and light, and think about reasons why you're grateful for them, because we did see that everything happens for a reason. These are soul lessons that you went through, so they happen for a reason. But holding on to a grudge or unforgiveness within your heart only ultimately hurts you. And so Spirit is asking you, or your inner child is asking you, to create family harmony, within your present family. And as it relates to those who have hurt you, you can create more harmony by sending them love and light. Even if you never actually say it to them verbally, or, unless you're drawn to, it's always better to apologize if you have to apologize. Give affirmations to those you love and care about. But I'm saying for those of you who have really toxic family members, in that case, this isn't encouraging you to do anything that you don't want to do in terms of getting back in contact with anybody like that. But it is saying, send them that love and light energetically, because energetically that will come back to you and benefit your life in a positive way. Okay. Let's get some more. So that's what you need to do to heal here. Curb any workaholic tendencies within yourself. Curb any jealousy or envious tendencies that you have within ourselves. Whenever we're jealous or envious, it's always because we think that someone or something has something that we don't have, or that they're taking it away from us, when they're probably not, right? Also, this is about financial setbacks. So I feel that, let's get a clarifying card on that. 9 of Pentacles in reverse, in terms of something they can do to heal. Definitely, at the very least, it's don't fall into workaholic tendencies. Also, don't fall into jealousy or envy. And don't let financial setbacks, don't let financial setbacks create a tower moment in your life, right? Don't let those financial setbacks completely upset you, because it's not worth it. Okay, you aren't what you earn. You aren't even what you do. You're more than that. And so Spirit is saying that, in order to heal your inner child, then you need to know your worth, and also balance your work and home life. Okay, so some of you have an inability to commit, or attract people who have an inability to commit. But this doesn't always have to be about relationship. It just could be an inability to commit to a particular path or job or anything. So I feel that caused feelings of overwhelmment and struggling. You want to avoid being overwhelmed and struggling by staying in balance as much as possible. Some of you need to, definitely, work-life balance is what I'm seeing here. Home-life balance between, get away from all or nothing thinking, black or white thinking, party hard, playing hard. Be more moderate in your approach to how you balance your life. And that will bring you more options here. Also, So how can you support your inner child? That inner child that so wants you to love them, so wants to give you the world, but feels like they're not good enough or just are simply too much of a child to be able to do that or figure it out. How can you support your inner child? How can group 1 support their inner child, Spirit? Yeah. We've got moderation. It's learning to be comfortable in stillness, learning to be comfortable in peace, learning to take disparate parts of your personality, both the good and the bad, the light and the dark, mix those together to come up with something. Again, it's back to balance. Balance is big for you, group 1. And reparent yourself. That is something that you can do as an adult. You want to support your inner child, give your inner child the love that, there's a big, huge difference between the Queen of Wands in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles. So, instead of repeating, the abuses that were inflicted upon you by someone in your childhood, that made you feel unsupported, to say the very least, you're being asked to just be nurturing. You are resourceful enough to figure this out, okay? And deal with people who are resourceful, who are fertile of mind and body, who are domestic. People that, the Queen of Pentacles is a very supportive person, and she comes out into the card of being unsupported. So you need to be supportive of yourself. Find value in yourself. Some of you may really want to become a parent. So Spirit and your inner child are saying that is likely at the right time going to be a very good move for you, and that will happen in divine timing. But in order to blossom, you need to be your own angel here. Yeah, we've got the Cancer card. That's a mother card as well. It's about, your best defense in this situation is not necessarily an offense. According to your inner child, it's about being sympathetic to your inner child. It's okay to be nostalgic, but don't over romanticize the past, or don't over criminalize the past. Like, don't make things seem worse than they were, but don't see things through rose-colored glasses either. And this card is also talking about being protective towards your inner child and being at one and comfortable and at peace with your moods, including those receptive and caring, more feminine moods. And I feel like you guys are family oriented and meant to create some sort of a family for yourself, whether that's, in a traditional way or through those who you befriend or have in your life. So definitely be that mother, like I said, that mother to yourself, that doula to yourself. Be feeling, be sympathetic, be comforting to your inner child, be protective of it. And so, yeah. Also, some of you might already be a child or be dealing with a younger person, and your relationship with that younger person can teach you how, to be more nurturing as well. A younger woman or a relationship with a younger woman. But yeah, it's about focusing on a relationship with a younger person, or so regardless if it's a woman or a masculine, it's a younger person. That relationship is helping you. It's the importance of that, learning to nurture and be there for someone. Heals the inner child, okay? Particularly being that for yourself. That's how you can most support your inner child. So let's get a message from your inner child here. What messages does Spirit have for Group 1, or rather their inner child? What message does Group 1's inner child have for them? Yeah, this could be time for a move. We've got a new location card here. We can talk about moving to a new location, whether it be a new job or new department within your job, or even like an actual physical move to a new home. Because we've got the Chariot card. Chariot card talks about that, and we've got the Death card as well. Talks about an ending before a new beginning. So there's a transformation here. So your inner child is saying that it's transforming, that you're both transforming. Big changes are happening here. Any endings are going to be well worth it in the end, because it's meant to happen for things to improve. It's time to move on from something, whether that's a a way of thinking, a person, place, or thing, a job, so that this rebirth and this transformation can take place. I feel like, again, with rebirth, this is indicating, a pregnancy or a physical birth, but figuratively it is talking about the rebirth of your inner child and your relationship with them, so that you can move forward in your life in a positive way, so you can be in balance, because we've got yin and yang here. The Chariot card is about taking action in order to create change. So I feel like you are going to be moving to a new location, and so you can write down a list of things that you'd prefer in a new location if you know that's to be true. But some sort of a move is imminent here, regarding, self-help journey, regarding, taking your focus off of the external and putting it more internally, I'm getting, in order to improve and heal yourself and your inner child. I think it's about returning focus to, to yourself. And also about a couple of other things here. So get another message. Or a message from Group 1's inner child, please. Go within here. Hermit card. The Hermit moves away from friends, family, or comfort zone in order to hear their own intuition, in order to tune out the voices and opinions of others and the noise of the world, to figure out what he really wants and what he really thinks related to his dream, his wish fulfillment. So this is what he does, and that's about the inner journey. It's about self-improvement. Okay, so I feel like some of you have been trying to avoid that. The Chariot card in reverse here, the Lisa Tarot deck. Some of you have sort of given up or lost direction. So you got lost a little bit on your path here. I feel like not completely lost, but with regard to making your inner child feel that it's safe to give and receive emotion, you have lost your way a bit, and so this is about getting back on track with that. So how did you lose your way? We got the Deceit card from the Fool's Wisdom deck. That's, talking about trusting your intuition, the need to trust your intuition. Did come out in reverse. So what that's saying is that you need to admit what you feel and be genuine. So it's like some area where, you were trying to, fit into somebody else's world, or a situation that was not a good fit for you. Some area where you were hiding from yourself, and hiding, or being self-deceptive, ignoring red flags, for example, or things like that. So just know that you affect those you care about. What you do, any self-deception that you engage in, however small it might be, however noble you might be thinking that you're being by being that way, you need to stop and think about that. With that Hermit card, go within, because by deceiving yourself in even small ways, you're deceiving and affecting those around you. So just find the courage to end deceptive notions and behaviors that you might be holding on to, and take a deeper look into the challenging things of your life, challenging affairs of your life, to find the truth. So even if it's a rocky road at first, it's still the best path for everybody involved. And also we've got a message from your inner child. If they once loved you, they still do. So it says that, thanks for every single time you ever fell in love, whether or not it was obvious, whether or not it lasted, and whether or not you were loved back. It changed everything. Actually, you're always loved back, the changer, the universe. So you are a changer, I feel. You are meant to be doing something, more original, more creative. You are meant to, follow your intuition and stop blocking it. You are meant to heal your inner child and let your inner child's light shine, right, in your life. But first you need to figure out what that looks like, and you can only do that by going on your own journey here. When it talks about falling in love, I feel like it's not only talking about like romantic love, although it could be, it's talking about familial love too, like family love. And so even if you felt like this person or whoever it was in your childhood that affected you if you felt like they didn't love you or they didn't act like they loved you. I feel like this card is saying, like, even if it wasn't obvious that they loved you, they actually did. But what's most important is that you loved them, and that love was not wasted. That love is what makes you a very good candidate for loving yourself and your inner child and nurturing yourself to be someone who knows they are deserving of achieving their dreams and getting their wishes fulfilled. And it's kind of like that's the only way that you're going to make it happen, not through just blood, sweat, and tears alone. It's through accepting and loving yourself, and accepting and loving, you know, others for what they brought to your life, and letting those people go and those situations go, and moving away from those as a natural part of your journey towards your wish fulfillment. So this is what you have to do, and that's what Spirit is saying. So your love was not wasted, and it's certainly not wasted on you. So love yourself, okay? Keep doing what you need to do, and you will be led in the right path. So let's get your charms. Went ahead and pulled your charms in advance just to save on time here. These are the ones that came out for you. We've got Be Beautiful. You're beautiful, group 1. So be you. And don't be afraid of being you, because you are beautiful. Then we've got this little baby here. And this little baby mouse with little pink hearts that represent self-love in the ears. So I feel like this is your inner child coming to say hello. And also some of you could be giving birth to a little boy perhaps, or already have one. But either way, I feel like this is your inner child letting you know that they love you and that you're beautiful. Also, we've got my precious indifferent creature. So for some of you, you know, this is how a parental figure or somebody in your life has behaved towards you, or this could be the types of relationships that you're attracted to. And if that's the case, it is only because, like, you have something within you that is scared of commitment, and I feel like it's due to feeling unsupported and unaccepted in childhood. So I feel like, you know, your inner child's wanting you to know that once you realize that you are worthy and you can handle being in a relationship with someone who does reciprocate your love and affection, that's what you're going to attract. And then we've got this little, looks like Saturn. Yeah, a little planet Saturn here. So I feel like some of you could look in your astrology chart. Saturn is a taskmaster planet. It's all about lessons and about karma. So much of you, what you've gone through, have been some tough karmic lessons. Some of you have gone through tougher karmic lessons than average. And so if you feel like, you know, you've had it hard, you probably have. But it looks like you're winning, so keep it up. I feel like you're making good progress overcoming and learning some of these lessons. And I feel like you're getting really close to a place where you're able to really make your inner child feel more loved and more validated than it ever has before, and so that it can be something and someone who can you know, roll with the changes and come alive and offer so much more creatively, emotionally, than it ever has before. And I feel like it's going to be a very moving experience for you, physically moving as well as like internally moving, emotionally moving. Okay, I almost forgot, group 1. So my printer is broken, so I can't print off the little slips that I normally print off, you know, when I print messages, put them in a box, shake it up, and then randomly pick. So I wasn't able to do that. But what I got from your inner child, what your inner child wants to tell you is that you're safe now, and so am I. Okay, so I got that message for you, and I didn't want to forget to let you know. So just know that they're saying that you are safe now, and so am I. Welcome, group 2, to your Healing Your Inner Child reading. So if you have any specific concerns or questions about how to heal your inner child, go ahead and think about those now. I went ahead and pre-shuffled the Oracle cards, as well as the Modern Witches Tarot deck. So we'll get started. So the first question we're going to ask is You know, how does your inner child feel now? So it's basically a significator for your inner child at present. So how does group 2's inner child feel now? How does group 2's inner child feel now, please, Spirit? How does group 2's inner child feel now? Got the Chariot card. So your inner child's feeling driven. Some of you have experienced mental or emotional pain. Could be pretty recently. And if that's the case, you know, your inner child is determined to get past that. I feel like there is some sort of a loss that's happened here. Perhaps somebody was sick or is sick. Somebody is recovering, though. That's because this inner child is determined to help you recover. Got quite a feisty and ambitious inner child, group 2, with a lot of heart here. Wanting definitely to take some action and go on a new journey. Whether actual journey or a journey of self-discovery. Yeah, we've got the Wreath card, which is one of the cards that I pulled from the tea leaf deck. And it says sorrow after loss. So that makes sense there. Could have something to do with a misunderstanding. We'll see what else comes out in the reading. Okay. Could have happened on like a social media type misunderstanding, but doesn't have to be. Okay. Issues around being vulnerable, people not wanting to admit they're wrong, or somebody wanting to be in their ego and be right. So let's look. But anyway, this is how they're showing up. So let's see what you lacked as a kid. So for those who've chosen group 2, what did they lack? What did they not get enough of as a kid? Love. You didn't get enough love. And 10 of Cups is the card of total and complete emotional fulfillment. It's the happy family card. And so it's extremely positive. You know, with it being in reverse, it's saying that there was some family trouble. Some of you left the home early, or if you did not, your inner child kind of ran away from the situation pretty early on due to family troubles here. A broken marriage or divorce could have had a, you know, quite a big impact on your inner child. But at the very least, I'm getting some sort of confusion in the household, an unwanted or unhappy compromise. Maybe you had very indecisive parents, or you felt very indecisive about what was going on in your home. Some of you were just overwhelmed. Information overload could have been, or could be that you're an empath, but either way, I'm seeing a very sensitive inner child. And therefore, you experienced emotional overload due to whatever negative was happening in the home. Okay. Excuse me. Could have had strained relationships with siblings, but even if you don't have siblings, there's definitely just unhappiness in the home that created a sense of not feeling loved, or not feeling safe, or feeling like you don't belong in some way, and that is what you lacked as a kid. So the next question is, what scared you? So what scared your inner child as a kid? What scared group 2's inner child as a kid? Somebody's absence in the home, again, really getting divorce vibes, which isn't really unique, right? A lot of people have divorced parents, but it's all relative how hard something impacts us. And so this is coming out saying that the impact of a split or an ending in your household growing up has like a devastating impact on you with that 10 of Swords. Some of you really held out a lot of hope for a long time that the parents would reconcile, or that a parent who left the picture would come back, but then I didn't see that manifesting. So abandonment issues here. You know, even if your parents did stay together, it's like they had different value systems or incompatible values or ideas about how the home should be run, and therefore somebody like checked out mentally or emotionally and went in a different direction, even if they physically stayed. Yeah, but there was some sort of a complete and painful ending here that really scared you, your inner child. Really made you or someone you're close to feel like they were at rock bottom. And we got the page who can represent an inner child, right? Pages can be children. So what scared you was just feeling like you wanted to hear that everything was going to be okay, and that you wanted some new wonderful idea to take place that would be the start of something good that would really turn things around for you and your household as a child, but that you just never got that. You never heard that. That never happened. Instead, some of you just didn't get the nurturing that you needed to really mature and grow up, perhaps in alignment or on par with your peers. Or some of you were struggling a lot at school. Getting that somebody here could be precocious. I feel like, these are traits that I think manifested as a result of you being scared by whatever ending happened or whatever like painful situation happened in the home. That it manifested you being easily bored or just struggling at school, acting out in some way related to not hearing or seeing any new beginnings occur in the home that you really wanted to happen. Yeah, you were unprepared for some sort of departure or absence of somebody in your life, and that really scared you. This feeling that things would never get better, that the dawn would never happen, that the sun would never rise over the dark situation. That has left quite an impact on you. So I feel like those fears still haunt you to a great deal. I feel like there's a tendency here to dwell on being negative and try to hide your vulnerability, as if your vulnerability is a weakness, especially in romance or romantic partnerships. For most of you, that's the case. For an odd few, you can say that maybe it was, those are the type of people that you're attracted to, but it all stems from the childhood, right? Okay. So how is that affecting you now? Angel spirits and guides for group 2, whatever scared them, how is that affecting group 2 now? Your cards want to talk a lot, group 2. Keep getting doubles here. Some of you are preferring to remain single, preferring to rely on only yourself because, if you do that, you won't risk being disappointed in love like you were in your childhood, or you won't risk having to experience a divorce or a split up or a painful separation or the loss of love or feeling unloved like you suffered in your childhood. With the Judgment card, I feel that, how is it affecting you now? It makes it difficult for you to move on from situations or make decisions. Again, like in childhood, I said some indecisiveness happened in the home, or this is how you reacted to it. I feel like some of that's carried over, and I feel like it has to do with partnering up, whether in business or in romance, or even just like in friendships. This person's alone here in her single power or his single power, but still like choosing to reside over only those things that they have complete and total control over, so they don't have to risk being hurt or being vulnerable or being hurt from being vulnerable. So I feel that you're often confused on how to proceed in your life. Some of you have difficulties facing up to the things that you've done wrong. And if that's the case, or even if it's not, it's a general reading, take what resonates. But even if You know, you do have trouble, difficulty facing up to the things that you've done wrong. I think at the very least you have trouble facing up to things that you don't like about yourself, like things that you fear, demons that you fear, like your own insecurities. You have trouble sometimes facing those. Some of you even ignore the good things about yourself, because if you don't look at some of the bad things about yourself, quote unquote bad, you know, nobody's perfect. So if you don't look at the things that you don't like about yourself, that also prevents you from fully seeing the good things about yourself. So it's kind of a bad deal there, and your inner child's wanting to bring that out to the surface. So don't be too hard on yourself. You need to be more tolerant. And if there is something that you have done that you're ashamed of, you know, just, you know, own up to it. And if you can't be accountable for whatever reason, like physically accountable for something you've done wrong, hold your own judgment day with the judgment card in reverse and clean the slate. So this is going to mean different things to different people. I feel like you should know that you are highly thought of. The Bow card talks about you are highly thought of. More highly thought of than you realize. And I feel like you're doing pretty well in your life here. That you are a very self-sufficient person. You probably are good at creating, you know, money, increasing finances, creating some sort of stability in your life, right? Getting to a sweet spot in your life. You could be at a sweet spot in your life or about to be in a sweet spot. I feel like you do take a lot of pleasure in your own company, but you really need to detoxify any negative thinking that you might have. Healing with the fairies, detoxification. And I feel like maybe you spend too much time consuming negative media. It's hard to avoid nowadays, but I feel like for a lot of you this is saying like negative self-talk, negative feelings, allowing yourself to feel bad about things that happened in the past that you have no control over now. You're being asked and guided with that card to let those things go. And also to improve like your diet, perhaps, you know, just become, you know, more natural all the way around, okay? So I'm seeing like with the youthful here, some of you are a little too serious about life, or take, you know, your own thoughts too seriously, let fear get the better of you. The youthful says, you know, live fearlessly. And your inner child certainly wants to do that. But I feel that your own like self-judgment or fear of judgment could be preventing you from truly living fearlessly, group 2. So just know that it's not too late to live the dreams of your youth. You know, don't stop fighting for those. You know, you're going to get a blessing here, like a second or a third chance to recapture some of your youthful freedom, to be a kid again, without neglecting your adult responsibilities. I'm seeing opportunities coming in for you. So you definitely, the only thing that's being asked of you here is that you have the courage to take a leap of faith, you know, and face your truth, right? Both good and bad. And you're going to feel a lot better if you do that, more authentic and more empowered than ever before. So what is something that you can do to heal your inner child? At the Fool in reverse. So the Fool in reverse is someone that is can be a little bit careless, a little bit unprepared, a little absent-minded. I'm feeling like in context of the rest of the reading though, it's saying that it'd be a good idea for you to be that way, right? Like I just said with the youthful, you want to live fearlessly. So I feel like you're being warned, don't live, totally carelessly and make obvious or stupid mistakes. But I feel like a lot of you, like I said, are self-critical, and you're overly self-critical in a way that holds you back, and you don't always need to be that way. You don't need to hold yourself back all the time. So I feel like this is more your fear coming out here. A fear that, if you're unprepared or if you're careless, then you're going to make a mistake, or you're going to be rejected, or maybe you just sense that it is not the right time to do something or take a leap of faith towards something that you really want to do. But at the same time, I get that you're tired of waiting for an exciting new beginning. Your inner child's tired of waiting for you to see your truth and act on it. And so some of you need to focus on, when it comes to your truth and following your path towards healing your inner child and towards the authentic life you're meant to be leading. I feel like some of you give up too easy on that. Some of you can not take it seriously enough, or struggle with a bit of laziness on that. Maybe not in regard to other areas of your life, but specifically regarding like your true path, right? You're kind of viewing like being honest with yourself, or facing things that you don't like about yourself, or accepting yourself more is like unrewarding, so why do it? But that's not true. It is rewarding. It is going to be the thing that helps you on your journey forward to achieve your goals, and those goals that are most resonant with your heart's desires, the goals that really matter. Because I feel that it's very linked, right? Your goals and self-acceptance, all the things I've just talked about, are very linked with your abundance. With the emerald dragon from the Dragon Oracle, brings in healing and cosmic abundance. Good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align with your fifth dimensional blueprint. So the fifth dimensional blueprint is something like the Akashic Records. It's just another way of saying the thing that you decided you wanted to accomplish and do before you incarnated into this life. It's your higher purpose. So in order to align with that and have that good fortune and abundance, you need to let your thoughts support you instead of being negative. You need to not let fear stop you from doing what is best for you to do, okay? Let go of self-judgment and fear and the tendency to give up too soon on taking a chance, or you get psyched out if you try something and the timing isn't exactly right at that moment. It's okay. Come back and try another day or another time. It's okay to be a little bit unprepared, a little bit careless, as long as you're not completely careless, right? I'm having difficulty saying this because I feel like you're going to have difficulty accepting the message, but it's about just not having to be perfect all the time. I feel guided to say, or feeling like, because people who are very critical of themselves use any little excuse to be extra hard on themselves. And I feel that something you need to do in order to heal is to not be that hard on yourself, basically. Okay, so how can you support your inner child? For those who tune in for group 2, how can they support their inner child? I'm only taking one here. This card's like, how can group 2 support their inner child, please? The Two of Swords in reverse. So you want to support your inner child. Let's work on your tendency to be indecisive. Work on your tendency to be overwhelmed by information, to be easily confused. And how do you do that? I feel that you do that by clearing the fog, okay? Getting back down to earth. For some of you, it means daydreaming less, It means facing your illusions and coming back, to your senses, whatever that might mean for you. So if you have a tendency to overindulge in some way, it's about correcting that tendency, not doing that as much so you can come back to your senses, or it's just about getting back in touch with your common sense and stuff. So the Two of Swords in reverse is saying that, to support your inner child, you really want to, get clear on your truth, basically. Okay, and if you do find yourself to be very sensitive and overwhelmed by a lot of stimulus, then you need to take time for yourself and honor that within yourself instead of judging yourself for it, okay, or dismissing it or repressing or denying it. And it's also about compromise, especially socially speaking. So that's how you can support your inner child there. So let's get a message. So one of the messages that I got, I said in the first part, and I'll say again, my printer is not working, so I can't put them in a box and pull them. So I had to just write them down. So the message that I got for you, group 2 from your inner child, is that you're going to do great. So if there's something that you are wanting to do, something that you're working on, and just know that you are going to do great, okay? And then another message is, from the messages from the universe deck, it's not only about being right. Some of you need to learn to compromise, thinking that you always have to be right. It says, in all tests of character, when two viewpoints are pitted against each other in the final analysis, the thing that will strike you the most is not who was right or wrong, strong or weak, wise or foolish, but who went to the greater lengths in considering the other's perspective. Don't you agree? The universe, okay? So your inner child is saying it's not always about being right. You are only putting yourself, between a rock and a hard place, and you're making yourself stuck by this insistence on needing to be right. So what areas could this be referring to? We've got the Lover's card from the Lisa Frank deck. It could be referring to a decision related to love and romance, but also any kind of a partnership at work, perhaps. So yeah, you don't always need to be right about that. And with the third house, perception, maybe you feel like you always have to see things exactly right, or else you'll be too vulnerable, and you can't stand that, right? We talked about that earlier. Your tendency to want to protect yourself from being vulnerable, but you can be completely open with this person. So if you know what that's resonating with, then that's a message for you. If it's talking about family, friend, or another, like a lover or a partnership, then you can be open with this person. I feel that most of all, this is saying that you can be open with your inner child, with that part of you that is a little like the Fool in the reverse, a little bit unprepared, a little bit absent-minded or careless at times. It's okay to not be perfect all the time. It's okay not to always have the right answer, to always be right. And this can also just talk about, like, on social media. It can talk about with regard to dating, or your family members, siblings in particular. Just within discussions, you don't always have to you don't always have to be right, okay? Compromise is extremely important for you to heal your inner child and live the life that you're meant to be leading, and learning how to be diplomatic in that way, especially with regard to your communication, okay? So yeah, I feel like some of you do need to work on something, repair something. I feel like you have a need to compromise and to get clear with regard to some ambition that you have, and it's also about taming that perfectionism within yourself. And know that, sometimes when you are lacking focus, it's because you need a break, or you're just not that interested in something, and therefore you should reflect, is that something that you keep losing interest in really worth your time? Because that could be a sign that it isn't, that you are meant to go in another direction. So that is a message there from your inner child. And I went ahead and pulled charms off camera just because I I wanted to, okay, to try to streamline this reading today. Okay, and so what we got here is, this is Jasmine from Aladdin. Jasmine wanted nothing but to escape the confines of her cold marble castle walls and see the world, right? Wanted to experience life from a different perspective and expand her horizons. And I feel this is a very similar energy to what we're seeing here with you, especially with that youth and that chariot, youthful. So live fearlessly, right? Jasmine wanted to live fearlessly, and I feel that you're being called to live fearlessly, starting with your own thoughts and belief systems. We've got the genie. I feel like some wish is going to be granted here with regard to, like I said, there is opportunities here for you. Definitely seeing some healing and some abundance here. So good fortune is coming to you. I feel like the genie is going to be granting some wishes for you, group 2. So you need to relax, okay? Got those little wine glass. So yeah, I feel like in particularly, that could be a sign for those of you who know you overindulge too much in drink. We saw the detoxification card. You want to, you know, drink less. I feel like others of you, it's talking about, you know, having a drink in order to chill out a little bit on your perfectionism. Then we've got the you and me charm. So I feel like that is from your inner child. You know, you guys are a team, and they love you and you love them. So let go and let flow, okay? Love your inner child, and your inner child will love you in return. And then we've got this eagle here. So somebody could be coming in to sweep you off your feet or steal your heart, because the eagle has a green orb. Green is the color of the heart chakra, so this eagle is swooping in and scooping up that that green orb. So I feel that your inner child could be telling you that, you know, someone special is coming into your life who is gonna steal your heart, basically. And so just be, you know, be aware of that. That's something that could be happening here. But more than anything, your inner child is just wanting you to cooperate with them, you know, work together to accomplish some goal that you have, or goals that you have. And you know, if you're at odds within yourself, which I see that you are, you need to unite those things, and that will bring you more harmony both in your professional life and your personal life, okay? So if you need to make a choice between two things that you value, or two paths that you want to take, with your inner child's help, you will make the right decision. So that's what I have for you, group 2. I hope that was helpful. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Welcome, group 3. Thanks for tuning into your Healing Your Inner Child reading. So I've got the oracle cards pre-shuffled, and I'm going to shuffle the Cosmic Tarot a couple times. So think about any concerns or questions you have regarding healing your inner child. So the first question we're asking is, how does your inner child feel now? How does group 3's inner child feel now? We've got 3 of Pentacles in reverse. So your inner child wants to compromise. They want to work towards something here, something creative more than likely. They want a collaboration of some kind, craftsmanship. They want quality. I did see a card that talked about craftsmanship here as well. In the oracle cards. Yeah. So your inner child is being significated by a card that is, you know, talking about avoiding office politics, avoiding sloppy work. Your inner child could feel unsupported by you or by coworkers, or the work that you're doing, or the lack of working as a team. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and forget what doesn't. Overall, though, I think that your inner child is feeling like you're on the right track when it comes to, collaborating and working on your craft. Some of you could be in school or developing some higher education here. Some of you could be taking a risk, perhaps in journalism or with regard to some sort of apprenticeship where you're having to be of service, perhaps in the health field. Some need to work on some details here. Okay. All right. So let's see, what did you lack as a kid? Angel spirits and guides, for those who have chosen group 3, what didn't they get enough of as a kid that affects them now? What did they lack as a kid? What did group 3 lack as a kid? You lacked magic. You lacked the ability to learn to trust your intuition. In essence, you lacked the ability to learn to trust and listen to your gut instincts and your feelings, your intuition. You were denied the ability to really create a strong relationship with spirit, with God, with source, whatever you call it. A personal relationship, that is. Religion and spirituality are not the same thing. So you could be very religious or raised in a religious household and still in a way that can sabotage a true connection, a personal connection with spirit. So that'll resonate for some, but not all. But that's a message that's coming through. So I feel like what you lacked as a kid, though, the Magician in reverse, the ability to truly pursue something. We've got musicians on both cards, so maybe some of you wanted to pursue music, but something creative, right? You lacked the ability to go after a true dream of yours, to be focused on your creativity, on your vision, and on the ability to bring your vision into reality in an inspired way. So I feel instead that there was energy wasted in your childhood, that perhaps you just had to settle for, like, due to not being able to pursue certain things or goals or dreams, or to feel connected or trust your intuition or your creativity or use it, that you instead wasted resources and felt like really unfulfilled, like there was unfulfilled potential for you here. Okay? So I feel like, yeah, you're denied the ability to really connect with your vision. This clouded your insight. It even has blocked your intuition in many ways that still affect you now. I feel like for some of you, not all of you, one of the ways that you could be blocking your intuition, or could have had your intuition blocked in the past, is through always being around other people, socializing, or partying, or this is like, again, in your household, maybe your parents or family members with this way. Whatever it is, the Hermit in reverse talks about being distracted, allowing yourself to have scattered energy, being denied the opportunity to connect with spirit and source in your vision because the world was demanding your attention. Okay, so focusing on the other people, their opinions, their needs. I feel like that just resulted in a lot of loneliness for you. Some of you just flat out lacked alone time. Maybe you had a lot of siblings or nosy parents or something, but being surrounded by the wrong people or people who don't understand you or share your vision for yourself, can be the loneliest situation in the world. And so I feel like a lot of you lacked true understanding and companionship in childhood, where you felt very isolated, and this has resulted in your inner child causing you to repeat a lot of past mistakes, causing you to feel stuck. If not now, then in the past it did this. Okay, I feel like those mistakes that has created quite a bit of conflict in your life, with the Fool's Wisdom card talking about living and learning. So the Fool's Tax card talks about that, you know, paying a tax for foolish behavior or bad decisions due to lacking the inner wisdom or not following your intuition or ignoring your inner wisdom. Maybe some of you were taught to allow your ego to pull you into something that wasn't right for you, something that you knew on a deeper level you shouldn't pursue, and now you have suffered, at some point you have suffered the consequences of that wrong judgment call. And the good news is that you're probably not going to make the same mistake twice, and like any sort of downfall or backlash that you received from a bad decision related to following the wrong path for the wrong reasons, not listening to your intuition, etc., that is going to I mean, the consequence of that action, that backlash, was necessary so that you wouldn't so that you would learn your lesson and you wouldn't repeat the mistake again. So don't feel like you know, don't feel like you missed out or you got the short end of the stick. Even if you did, don't feel completely, you know, bad about it, because you know, it did teach you a valuable experience. And so yeah, I do see something here about you. Yeah. Seeking. So whatever mistake happened, or like whatever here that happened that you lacked as a kid, is put you on a path of seeking. The 9th house. So this is not only like journeying physically, but also just like seeking higher education, if not formal education, reading books or articles or learning. It sets you on a quest for understanding your faith or lack thereof, your beliefs, your spirituality, your aspiration. Again, this card talks about journalism. For somebody, not everybody, that's going to resonate as perhaps a major that you're considering or something that you'd like to do, but I feel like this Fool's Tax that you've paid has helped you to sort of learn the lesson of not letting other people decide your life for you. Okay, and it's also about being true to yourself regardless of what others think, and that it's also about having faith, you know, that things are not always going to be the same, as change is coming. Okay, so when you're in the caterpillar stage, you feel like things are never going to change and you're always just going to be a caterpillar, but eventually things do change in a big and wonderful way, and you become so much more as the butterfly, right? You transform. But it hasn't come without a lot of effort. Okay, it has not come without a cost. So what were you scared of? For group 3, angel spirits and guides, what scared their inner child? What scared their inner child? King of Cups. So King of Cups is a patriarchal figure. It could be a water sign, so it could be talking about like a father figure in your life scared you. Could be a water sign, but doesn't have to be. I get that this person, I mean, the King of Cups is a loving individual, usually, you know, is emotionally mature, has the ability to be. It's somebody that likes to be loved and to give love in return. They can be a bit controlling, a bit, I'm hearing domineering, or, yeah, grouchy, okay? So maybe this is like a parental figure that that scared you, a masculine energy. I'm getting that, you know, yeah, with the King of Cups being naturally sort of like a loving person. It's kind of a stretch to imagine that somebody that's a, you know, supportive type individual that has a lot of empathy naturally, when they're in their higher vibration anyway, could be anything less than that, could be somebody scary. But when that King of Cups is coming from a lower vibration, they could actually be abusive, emotionally manipulative, to say the least. So she could have dealt with a parent that was like that. Could have dealt with a parent that was quite cold or rigidly logical or unkind to you in some way. But for a lot of you, it's not going to be only about that, you know. It's not going to be like you had a horrible parents. Not all of you had these really scary parents. Some of you, it just boiled down to parents that made you feel like a failure, you know. Made you feel like just like giving up on being yourself, caused you, people who undermined your lack of undermined your confidence, created a lack of confidence within you, made you feel like giving up, like a failure, like you could not succeed. I feel like this is somebody that, you know, dominated you. And again, it doesn't have to be a parent. Maybe it was like a school bully or something. But for a lot of you, it probably was like a parent. But either way, what you were scared of, what scared your inner child is, you know, is genuine, or is the need to feel supported and admired the way that you really need and wanted to feel supported and admired, and not getting that, to say the very least. And even others, like people who, someone that made you feel defeated or not good enough. With the retreat card, talks about time alone. Some of you as a child naturally gravitated toward nature or being alone in order to recharge and retreat. Some of you are old souls. You're already, you know, pretty mature, you know, even as a child. And that's not always the most understood, so you could have felt the need to retreat then as well. I don't get that if that's the case, you weren't able to retreat as much as you needed to in order to feel better or recharge your batteries. But yeah. It's interesting. So how is what scared you affecting you now? Like, whatever it was that scared you, how is that affecting you now? How is what scared group 3 affecting him now? The 8 of Wands. So now it's like, you know, some of you just like to have a good time, focus on fast action, fast communication. Maybe some of you are adrenaline junkies, like excitement. You like things to happen, instant gratification, quick change. You like news, you like action, right? Again, I feel like it's a way of overstimulating yourself so that you don't have to sit with uncomfortable feelings or things like that. And I feel like that sort of a behavior, sort of avoiding going within, is what has caused you to create, you know, problems in your life, have or do mistakes that you've answered for. And so while it's good, you know, generally speaking, the 8 of Wands is a positive card. It's about projects taking off. It's also about moving really fast, when at times, depending on your personality, you need to slow down and feel your feelings, think your thoughts, separate other people's opinions from your own opinions in order to walk your path effectively and for your highest good, which you don't always do if this is resonating with you. And if it isn't resonating, you know, maybe this isn't your reading, or choose another group. But this is what I'm getting here so far. So again, I feel like this desire to be a very sort of driven, very action-oriented, comes from an underlying fear of rejection. I feel like that fear of rejection sabotages your efforts at times, creates false starts, delays, could even make you act aggressively at times, or attract people who behave or act this way. I'm getting the feeling that some of you need some sort of, you know, purification of your heart and mind in order to get out of that energy. But again, like I said, it's not all a bad thing. You know, what scared you in the past is causing you to be more driven today. So it's like, in a way, kind of taking the bull by the horns, okay? So let's look at, something to do to heal your inner child. What's something group 3 can do to heal their inner child, please? High Priestess in reverse, and I saw that, when I was shuffling. So the High Priestess in reverse, if you want to heal your inner child, then you need to be less reserved about getting in touch with your intuition and your higher self. Less reserved about finding your faith and using it to help you reach your goals and to live your best life. High Priestess, in the upright, is somebody who naturally does this, is very in tune with source and their intuition, their inner guidance system. In reverse, it's like there's a blockage there. Clouded insight, blocked intuition. So you're being guided to get out of that clouded insight and blocked intuition to the extent that that is affecting you or that you're aware of, right? Bring light to your unconsciousness so you can get in touch with your inner guidance system. Some of you could be living a faster lifestyle, and if that's the case, that could lead to a lot of different issues that you would want to avoid, like greed, we've got the 9 of Cups at the back in reverse. Lead to greed, or you not putting your effort into achieving your goals or walking, your true life path, or, it's just about looking for quick results. You don't want to be that person. You want to be disciplined here, because we've got the Shark card. So take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. So if people are too interested in having a good time, living a fast lifestyle, or traveling a whole bunch, partying a whole bunch, whatever it manifests for you, instant gratification of any kind, know that if you're not careful, you could experience financial losses, or maybe you already are as a result of that. You are being asked with Archangel Gabriel's dragon to purify. It talks about self-discipline will speed ascension and bring joy. You can carry Archangel Gabriel's diamond. So I believe Gabriel is the messenger as well. So I feel like communication is an important part of your path, but it has to come from a pure place. And this particular angel and dragon is coming towards you to say that they want to help you with self-discipline. Instead of thinking about living a fast lifestyle in the 3D in terms of instant gratification or distractions, it's talking about living, a lifestyle that encourages a speedy ascension, like raising up of your consciousness, rising above your problems. That is the true high lifestyle that you should be aspiring to, okay? So that's what you can do to heal. So how can you support your inner child? For group 3, angel spirits and guides, how can they support their inner child? How can group 3 support their inner child, please? Got the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is somebody that knows their own mind, right? Somebody that takes action, but they think about it first. This is somebody that I feel like it's talking about making a lifestyle change, like a positive lifestyle change. So you can still have fun, you can still lead something of a fast life if that's what you want. And by fast I mean, for most of you, like an exciting life if that's what you want. But you need to do it in a way that has some self-discipline to it, with some thought put behind it, some planning, some strategy, some sense, some honesty, right? Some single-minded determination towards the things that you believe in. And this could even represent somebody like that, maybe an air sign that can support you Might be a younger person, maybe a masculine, somebody that's enthusiastic, that wholeheartedly believes in the rightness of their objectives. Somebody's very, very sharp intellectually speaking. So we talk about taking a trip as well, or some sort of unexpected communication coming in. So what I'm feeling like overall is that transformation, though, is like, how can you support your inner child? You know, out with the old, in with the new. You're wanting to make some big changes, even if it means an ending. You know, move on with the movement represented by the knight to some sort of rebirth or transformation. And do so, I mean, it might require you to really hustle, but I get the feeling that some of you are cool with that. But it is ultimately saying, like, to support your inner child, there's a lifestyle change that needs to take place. I feel like it'd be around like developing your craft, diet, health, just your well-being, and again, purifying. Maybe rethinking your methods, going back to school, traveling, or rededicating yourself to your spiritual practices or faith. All of this I feel is important to, with the bridge card, successfully overcome a problem. So what is a message from your from your inner person, your little person, your inner child? What is a message from Group 3's inner child, please? Got the Page of Wands in reverse. So the message from your inner child seems to be that you don't have to be boring, okay? You don't have to think that being self-disciplined or taking care of things that you once considered boring or serious or anything like that is boring. It's not. You don't have to, worry about not learning your lessons. Maybe some of you are afraid that if you actually try to learn some of the things that you need to learn to develop yourself as a person, that it would be a struggle and that it would ultimately make you feel worse about yourself afterwards, but that's not the case. Some of you are needing to go back to something that you tried to learn before, a lesson that you tried to learn before, in order to fully learn that lesson from the past. Some of you are going to be returning home. Maybe you live at a distance from your home or your hometown. Some of you your inner child's wanting you to return home, or to someone that feels like home, because there's still a lesson that has not been completely learned. So that's what your inner child's message is, as well as love doesn't have to mean near. So some are better loved at a distance for a while anyway, and that's okay. Besides, love doesn't really know the difference. So you could be at a distance from somebody that you love, and Spirit is saying that that's okay. But I feel for some of you, you might want to go home. There's some lesson that needs to be learned here, that's still needing to be learned around self-discipline, around lessons that you're struggling to learn, around taking a more mature approach to certain things. All of those things need to be learned. And remember, I feel like some of you have already learned a lot, paid the fool's tax. When you don't successfully learn your lesson right the first time, it repeats itself. And I feel like some of you have learned some harsh lessons and had to pay the consequences for those mistakes. So I feel like your inner child is saying that, for you to continue doing that, right? Continue creative problem solving, so you're not repeating mistakes. And if there are people that that aren't good for you to have in your life, you're going through a transformation that usually means leaving something or someone behind, just know you can still love that person from a distance, okay? Sometimes it's better that way. So the charms that I got for you here, for the inner child, we've got this little yellow mouse with the little pink hearts that represent self-love for me. And yellow is about solar plexus chakra. It's about will and creativity, self-esteem. So I feel that you guys have decent self-esteem. Continue working on that and developing that, though. Let the self-esteem come from within. And we've got, I observed the event, bystander, did nothing. Okay, so some of you need to work on playing less and working a bit more, or taking certain things more seriously with regard to self-discipline so that you can achieve your goals. But also I feel like, you know, again, some of you could be into journalism or considering that as a field. But again, your inner child is not saying that you need to just stand idly by, be bored, and just observe life happening to you. It's saying that you can still lead an action-oriented life, but just you know, be a little bit more in tune with the paths that you're choosing and the way that you're spending your time and the actions that you're taking. Okay. And then we've got maintain your grasp. So this is saying hold on, because I feel like one of these cards that's trying to get away from me now. Yeah, take care or there will be a material loss. No, that's not the one. Successfully overcoming a problem. So there is some problem that you guys are dealing with. That you're going to successfully overcome. So just hold on, okay? And it could be related to a contract. So it could be a marriage contract, a rental agreement, or some other contract, a job contract. If you're holding out for the type of contract that you want, just keep holding out if that's the case. And we've got this here, which is it's like a little crystal. For me, it represents getting to the point, seeing things clearly. I feel like there's clarity coming to your situation. If you listen to your inner child will magnify what you need to know. And you know, listen to your intuition, because that is like a shortcut to knowing what to do. Also, I feel like some of you have come from wealth or will like increase your wealth. And you've got this crown here. Those of you need to stop drinking like Crown Royale or any alcohol, right? Again, not going to resonate for everybody, but it did come out. Purification is needed in order to get more focused in a positive way on your life purpose, your goal, your path forward, what your childhood or what your inner child wants you to do. Childhood dreams I'm getting as well, to recommit to that, or consider recommitting to that. But I am getting like potential for a very lucrative transformation. I don't know why that keeps coming through here. Perhaps through higher education, or recommitting to a dream that you have, and developing your talents and just getting more self-disciplined, you suddenly do become much more successful. Okay, so I'm getting like that success will most likely include feeling like you're a king or a queen, being on top of your game. Okay, experiencing some luxuries as well. And so the message that I got for you, if I hadn't said so already, from your inner child is you're pretty and you're handsome. So I usually write it down or print it out and then put it in a box and pull it at random, but my printer's not working, so I'm just going to say it to you. Your message was that you're pretty or you're handsome. So some of you might not realize how attractive you are. You need to be told that you're pretty, you're handsome. Your inner child is letting you know that they that they like the way you look, that they think you're attractive. Okay, this is what I've got for you, group 3. I hope that was helpful, and if it was, comment down below, like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for sticking around, guys. So cards used in today's readings were the Numinous deck, so with the astrological placements and signs and houses on here. I used the Lisa Frank Tarot. So the links to purchase all of these decks are in the description box below. I used the Cosmic Cycles Tarot. Universal Tarot. Okay. As well as the Healing with the Fairies by Doreen Virtue here. The Dragon Oracle. The Fool's Wisdom deck. And oops, Notes from the Universe. What else? The All Things Intuitive's Messages of Love Oracle, which is on Etsy for anybody interested in that. And I think that's all. What else did we use? Oh, the Modern Witches Tarot deck. That's all I have for you guys.